Yeah, well, science ties us nicely into Ferrari.
Yes, because
I think, like I said, they got it horribly wrong. Whatever they've done, it's just not worked.
I mean, this week wasn't so much. This was driver error on Leclerc's
I think
part.
it just added salt to
It's compounded.
when you say
everything,
pour
isn't it?
salt into the room, they were shoveling it in with a dumper truck because it was.
They've backed
just,
everything into this now. It is worrying.
I think they've just got to take it on the chin and say we got it wrong.
Just right
Whatever
off-
we did
right off the year
didn't work.
Yeah.
And I just can't see them making up. Let's say they want to get back to top 5 on every week.
Yeah.
It's just not going to happen this season.
Well, I think with Hungary coming up, I think their aero has improved. It's just the engine is nowhere near as competitive.
Yeah, but even with the aero, I still think they run a lower downforce setup than most of the other teams. And in Hungary, it's just that is not what you want. No. And when you got a car that's down on power and is running a lower aero setup than the rest of the cars, I wouldn't be surprised if they qualify even lower in Hungary than they have.
It's a real possibility that they could go further back.
Yeah.
And then they're nowhere near Renault, they're nowhere near McLaren, they're nowhere near Racing Point.
Absolutely nowhere near.
They're closer to Haas than they are to McLaren right now.
Right now, yeah.
And Haas weren't actually looking that bad. I know they were only racing the
back markers.
The back markers, yeah.
Back in the midfield.
They were battling the Alfa Romeos and the Williams, but also speaks something to Ferrari because that's the two of the three teams at the back are Ferrari powered engines.
Again, though, I think this was driver error on Ferrari, exactly the same way that it was Vettel who tried to make a silly overtake last week.
Same corner,
but again, I have absolutely no clue what Leclerc saw in that corner and said, I know that is a good line to take and I can get down the inside.
He was very apologetic afterwards.
He speared his team.
He owned into it. He owned up to it, but that when you looked at the overhead shot and then you see Leclerc going onto the curb and on Vettel's back wing, you're like, wow, it's just getting...
I mean, unfortunate for Vettel. I think last week, it was a silly overtake. But the thing is, I don't even know if it was meant as an overtake. I mean, he locked up, but I think it was obvious what he was trying to do. But
very similar circumstance. They both went in for a spot that wasn't there.
Yeah.
And then this time they've collided. Last time it was Vettel that spun himself. And again, his race is done at the same corner.
Yeah, well, like you said, just when the race, when you said Ferrari's race is over in 3 corners.
Literally, they lasted 3 corners, really. I know Leclerc lasted another lap, but then he was retired instantly. And
he had a lot of damage to the inside of the car. Yeah, like you said, the curbs again. The curbs really are playing a big role in shaping this race. All it took was a little bounce above the curb, and he just basically decapitated the back of Vettel's car.
Very, very similar to some of the incidents that we've seen at Austria. Like when Alonso went on top of Raikkonen's car. I mean, that was actually completely different. But, there seems to be cars going in the air at Austria. That's what I'm saying. But no, they're looking very slow. I don't know what's going on. But you look, the launch from Vettel, he went back 4 places almost. And
really down on power.
He was off the line. I don't know if it was a sensor issue, if it was a clutch problem or something. But
anti-stall maybe. I don't know.
He just went backwards instantly and then... he got swallowed by the rest of the field behind him, and it just went poorly.